Alright, we're at Northwest 18th Street. Gonna do reinspection. Today is March 30th, 2025. We're going in, clean out by the fire pit. First, we're gonna go towards the home. Starting in PVC, resetting the foot counter after the drop. Heading towards the laundry room. Estimate about 25 feet before we start hitting some of the original line. There's a little bit of root intrusion from previous in the clay, I believe. Some more roots. Paper, solids. Alright, and this is where we change. At 21 feet, we're going, looks like they're switching to our cast iron. I'm probably not going to be able to get in there because we're going opposite. We've checked the line otherwise from the other direction. We're aware of its condition. We'll slowly backtrack and look at these roots again. This is definitely clay. A little bit of water being held there, but not much. Small root intrusion there, not a big deal. This is a little bit larger root intrusion. You can see it's holding some paper there. There's another clump of roots. That one is not blocking the drainage, but it probably would start catching some paper pretty soon. Another one you can see there, we've got probably 60% blockage at the top. Got a little path at the bottom, but again, a little bit of growth that's going to start catching things. And we're back into the PVC. You'll see there's no root intrusion in the PVC. And we're almost back out to the clean out, so okay, now we're going to go the other direction. That was northbound towards the home from the fire pit clean out. We're going to head south this time. There we go. Okay, we're heading southbound. You can see the drainage moving that direction. Initially we head southwest and then it turned straight south, which is what we're doing now. We're back into some original clay. We should reach a clean out at about 15 to 18 feet. We did not get to see this before. This is actually free and clear. We were not able to view this in the first videos, so this is looking much improved here. A little bit of paper there are solids. Okay. Small roots there, not a big deal. There we got a little bit more root intrusion. This is actually getting a little bit more significant. 18 feet, and I believe we're into PVC, which is where clean out is. See if I take the rock off and see what we can see there. Feet. This is actually looking pretty decent in here. Something going on the roof of the pipe there. Have a little bit of a void there, but it's hard to say if that's was a crack or what at some point. This is flowing really nice. Small offset right there where you can see the bottom lip at the joint. That's going to catch a little bit of paper and solids like it is. Difficult for the camera to get up those sometimes. These are all just minor root intrusion here. Little belly, not much, just kind of holding some liquids there. It's not very deep though, which is good. All in all, this is looking pretty promising because I really haven't seen any real failure. We just have a little bit of roots. More of a concern at this point back towards the house. We should be getting pretty close to the city here. I'm guessing about 80 feet. We'll see our drop, hopefully. I might have to switch clean out because I'm having difficulty pushing the camera. We got a lot of resistance on it now, just because of the length of cable. Yeah. Alright, well, we're going to stop here and go into the next clean out. Alright, moving on to round 2, second clean out. This is our second clean out. We're approximately 25 feet further south, so hopefully we can get into the city from here. Looks nice and clean at the bottom for the most part. There's not any standing water like there had been previously. There's a little solids, but not anything to be concerned about there. Alright. Should be hitting the city about 70 feet is my guess here from this location, maybe 65. We've already seen a lot of this from the past clean out. We're just kind of going back tracking it again. We're heading south towards the easement. A little bit of solids in here. I'll have to see what those look like. Looks like mostly paper and some roots and maybe just some solids. Some roots on the side there. Good thing is these are all small diameter roots. We're not seeing anything really large. The large roots will ultimately start breaking the pipe as it ages. But these are all just small diameter grassy type roots that... Oh, there we go. This is looking good. That's the city drop right there. That looks like some newer PVC. We're at 56 feet. Heading down. That's a newer riser, it looks like. Oh, bingo. This is great. There's our city line right there, 62 feet. And by the way, Susan's actually watched this far into the video. I think you might have seen I referenced 62 feet almost to the T when I did my original report. So a little pat on the back for the inspector, but anyhow, that's looking great. Alright, we're going to finish this up, but in summary, really there's only a few areas of concern considering the age of this line, and that was mainly as we went towards the house, between the cast iron and the PVC clean out at the fire pit. There was a 10 or 15 feet of clay line that was still present in that area that had some, 60, in some cases up to 70% root blockage. Most of it was hanging from the ceiling of the pipe. We can see that some of the contractor's work to clear the line was able to get through at the bottom, which is allowing it to drain sufficiently right now. But with a little bit of root growth, we'll probably see some backups occurring until that gets cleared again. One of the other things to consider at this point, because we're dealing with an older system, is that regular routine maintenance of maybe once a year or something, having someone that's coming in and cleaning the line. Now ideally, probably need to be finding someone that can hydrojet. It's not using an auger type cleaning mechanism, but a hydrojet that would use high pressure water to cut through the roots. That would actually keep the integrity of the clay pipes. Probably safer on the clay pipes in the long term. But that is it. That's a very nice improvement. Glad we got out and took a peek at things.